You talk about Chabad and how the teaching of Chabad and all this, it's like as if this is the real Judaism. How do you explain that there are so many different sects?
I didn't say Chabad is the real Judaism. It's mine. And I'm here. I'm presenting you what I believe. You see, there are two options. This is a fabring. This is a fabring. If this was a class, you may get a different me. You got to check me out online. I give out my cards. You'll take a card. Inside Chassidus. People ask me questions a lot. And I really do avoid answering questions unless I must. That's how old I am. You understand? That's how old I am.
I am older than
And you also avoid answering questions. Or you don't avoid answering questions. When people ask me a question, my typical response is, "You want my opinion? You want my opinion?"
Yeah.
So then I say, "I'll give you my opinion." But there's a point. It's my opinion. And I'm entitled to one. I'm entitled to an opinion. We live in a time where social scientists have muddled the waters enough that having an opinion is a crime. You're supposed to be unsure. You're supposed to be so open-minded that everybody's opinion takes enough space in your brain that there's no judgment. There's no critical thinking. I have strong opinions about a lot of things. I don't need to tell you my opinions. I certainly don't need you to agree with my opinions, but I'm entitled to opinions. I'm a Lubavitcher. I represent the Rebbe. I feel very fortunate. I feel very, very lucky. It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to use your words to belong to a sect. It's not okay to be unsure. Are there different kinds of Jews? Of course, there should be. The Jewish people are who they are because they're such individuals. It's our greatest strength and it's our greatest weakness. The Rabbi pointed out, our inability to respect each other is tragic. But our refusal to not be heard makes us the greatest people in the world. Are there different kinds of Jews? Of course, different kinds of Judaism. I'm talking to you about my life, my experience, my philosophy, my teaching, my rebbe. And I'm allowed to do that. There's nothing illegitimate about it. If I had an obligation, like a news station that's doing political reporting, that they have to give equal time, I would be an equivocal, frankly, nobody. So to be honest, and to be a little bit pushy, I object to the question. I feel that the question is inappropriate. Why am I not entitled to tell you my belief, my philosophy? Do I respect others? I absolutely do. Again, you don't know me well, but believe me, I do. Like I said, you can listen to my classes. But the Rebbe has a unique approach, and from a perspective of orthodoxy, and especially Haredi orthodoxy, very right-wing orthodoxy, the Rebbe is a revolutionary. The Rebbe has taken us in a direction which is very atypical. It's against the whole tradition of Haredi Jews, and it makes us very controversial. It makes us either loved or hated. So we're not entitled to be ourselves because there's voices who say, "Who's this Chabad?" I'm sorry. I'm very proud of who I am. Did I answer your question?
But that's what Moshe intended. That Judaism will be torn between so many.
It's not torn. It's not torn.
Because religion is not a matter of opinion.
It's not torn. It's complex. It's sophisticated. To explain it to you in plain words, a person grows up, a Chabadnik, with a Sephardi soul, ends up in a Sephardi community. If a person is born a Litai, and he has a Chabad soul, people are drawn to what they have a tendency towards. In other words, the things that we disagree about are culture. We have the same Shabbos, the same matzah, the same esrog, the same tefillin, the same kosher. The culture is so strong. That's what you see, what you feel. But it's not torn.
It's not the same kosher because the Litaiim doesn't eat what in Chabad. They don't buy from Chabad.
Can I come in?
Yes, they do.
I just want to share something. This is beautiful, and I want to share one thought that comes to my mind as you're talking. And I haven't. It's beautiful to have Rabbi here. Rabbi Paltiel is a brilliant person with a very. I remember in yeshiva, he also had very strong opinions. In 1985, 86, 87.
But then I offered my opinions freely.
No.
Even if you didn't ask.
But really, he's an incredible teacher because when he talks with confidence, and it's incredible. And I listen to his talks and his stories, and it's so precise, and everything has a place, and it's really incredible. And my son-in-law, Rabbi Mendel is a very big student of Rabbi. He knows every single recording of Rabbi Paltiel backwards and forwards. I'm not joking. I think he listens to every recording. Is it true?
It's impossible.
Every single one. Yeah.
It's not possible.
No, it is. I'm telling you, you don't know.
It's not possible.
You don't know how many hours my son.
I have thousands of
and
classes.
he's listened to thousands of hours. I'm just telling you. He has listened to thousands.
You need to get a life, my friend.
No. You don't understand. He walks, whenever he's walking, I know he's listening to you. He walks on speaker.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you, he's listened to every single recording of yours. So I just want to share just a thought. I want to tell you something. When I was growing up, we used to go out to other yeshivas to talk with the other students on holidays, on Thursday nights, and one of the big complaints of the other yeshivas was, why are you Chabadniks behaving like you're the only story? Why are you behaving like you have the right story? In other words, there's other groups. Why do you walk around so confident? We are not so confident with our positions and our traditions. And they said, where are you so confident from? We would come in, this is the way you do it, this is how it's done. We would talk, we would repeat the Rebbe's talks, and we would talk to Gemara, and they would be upset. Why are you so confident and we're not? And that was a complaint. I remember that from other yeshivas. We went to Ner Yisrael and other places. And they were bothered. And we said, so you're angry at us that we're confident? Be angry at yourself that you're not confident. Why are you not confident? I'm not to blame for your inconfidence. I said, question yourselves. I'm proud of what we believe in. If I'm bothering you because I'm so confident, question yourself. In the temple in the Beis HaMikdash, everyone came to the temple in the Beis HaMikdash. Everyone came. There was room for everyone to come. And there were gateways for everyone to come in. If you were the tribe of Reuven, you had a gateway you would walk through. Tribe of Reuven, entrance. If you were the tribe of Shimon, you came through your own gateway. Everyone had a place to come in. If you didn't know which tribe you were from, what did you do? There was a 13th gateway for all those who didn't know where to come. Now, which one is the greatest gateway? Reuven's or the 13th? I would argue the 13th is the greatest. Because the 13th is for everyone to walk through.
General admission.
And the 13th gateway is not a gateway which negates Reuven, Shimon, Levi. On the contrary, it says, no, we will respect your gateway, but this is for everyone. It's the master key. Every door has a key. But if you have the master key, don't blame me for having the master key. I'm not diminishing your key. Your key opens your door. This key opens all doors. The Chabad mentality of the Alter Rebbe and the Baal Shem Tov, it wasn't to have a key to a door. Every other group had a key to open their door, and it worked well. The Alter Rebbe, the Baal Shem Tov, to our Rebbe, created a master key that works for everyone. And that's when we talk with confidence, it's not because we're negating the other gateways or the other keys. It's been created for every single Jew to utilize. So we're not pompous, we're not arrogant, we're not exclusive. We're non-judgmental, and we're welcoming to everyone.
But we're proud.